Well, here we are, finally about to get some work done today after midday here on quarantine lockdown day number, I've lost count, I don't know. But between homeschooling with the kiddos and homesteading with trying to get everything going here and an infinite amount of customer orders for curbside pickup, which I'm thankful for, sometimes it's hard to get some work done. So we're going to see about cutting up some of this walnut I've got sitting here today, finally getting around to it. Here's a 30-inch 6-footer log. You know, just to banter a little bit, I'm really pissed about this walnut delivery. The guy who was bringing them said 2 6-footers at 30 inches. Yeah, okay, I got that, no problem. And then he said 4 other logs, 8s and 10-footers that are 20 to 24 inch diameter each. Okay, great. Well, when they get here, yeah, the 2 6-footers at 30 inch, great. And then the other 4 logs, yeah, they're between 20 and 24 inch diameter, but 5-footers. So I don't know if his tape measure wasn't working right, but something happened. And that was a little disappointing and irritating. Good thing he threw in some cherry burls, which I'll show you later, to help make up for it, but no, it didn't make up for it. So, slabs, slabs, slabs. Everybody wants slabs. But you know what? We're going to cut all of these walnut logs, yes, even the crotch pieces, into dimensional material. I've got a ton of slabs, piece of junk slabs. But what I am actually running out of right now is dimensional walnut, 4/4 and 5/4. Square edge, high quality, real lumber. So that's what we're going to focus on here. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I'll show you how to go through the process. I'll talk about what I'm doing, how I'm cutting to yield the highest quality lumber. Stay tuned. Alright, so here I want to show you we have our pith leveled on the log. On both ends of the log, we have it leveled out to about 11 1/4 inches off the bed of the rail. So that will help us center the pith, so we make sure we eliminate the pith from all boards that we're cutting, just so we don't have any wandering or diagonal pith going through, because the pith is the most unstable part of the wood. We actually don't want it in any of our finished boards. It damages the wood as it dries and for all eternity as the wood is used in all building projects. On this end, you can see we've got a little bit of a hollow spot. I measured it, it goes in about 6 inches. We'll see what else happens once we cut into it. Luckily, it's more toward the outer perimeter of the log. We have all of here to get lots of our high quality material. We do have something right here which is called ring shake. We've got a little bit of that. Hopefully we can cut around most of that, because really we're going to emphasize this whole area of the log here for our high quality material, sort of sacrificing this little edge here as best we can. Alright, we're going to fire up the mill, get it warmed up, and take a first pass. Okay, so we now have 2 parallel faces cut on the log. It's going to be time to rotate once more to get a square third face cut. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on so far. We've got the browns, the greens, the purples, everything that makes walnut so lovely, and you can see the swirls in the grain pattern. Also, I will add that the 9-degree blades so far on the walnut are much smoother cuts than that 747 I still had attached from the previous log. If you want to hear the discussion on that, go check out my previous video, sawing the ash logs the other day. Come over here and I'll show you the two boards that we cut from each face of the log. These are the only live edge pieces that I will probably have out of the logs after I take my first flat. I then take a live edge cut just to get into the meat of the log a little bit more, to get more of a wider surface area for the turn. And so the swirl in these are pretty good. These are both cut at 5/4, 1.25 inch thick. Should be good for, cut up for charcuterie boards, serving boards, wall art, small side tables, things like that. Good stuff. So we're going to rotate this log 90 degrees again, get that top flat face turned over here so that it is square up against these side rails, and then we're going to take our third cut. Okay, here we go. The sun's sort of coming into our funny angle right now, so bear with the changing light and shadows. But we've got our third pass all ready to go, rotated, squared up, and the pith once again has to be re-leveled, re-centered. We are leveled out to within 1/8 of an inch. That's generally, enough for what we're doing here. So we're going to take our third pass and then rotate one more time, and then we'll have a square cant, and then we'll figure out which face is going to be best for beginning to take our dimensional material. Alright, I'm going to take a pause on the sawing and just sort of go over what I've been doing. I've been taking 5/4 thick, so 1.25 inch thick cuts from that face that we just made, all the way down to where I've now reached the pith. Up until that point, I've been able to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 absolutely gorgeous 5/4 thick, 18.5 inch wide, dimensionally sawn boards. These are going to be gorgeous when they're dried. Wow. Coming back over here just to sort of go over what's next. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the log once more. That will put that rotten end that we saw earlier at the top. I will cut past that, see where the damage is, and then ultimately the plan is from here all the way down to when we hit pith again, to take 1 inch thick boards, beginning at this face over here, all the way down the rest of the log until we hit whatever rot that we might get to. So that's the plan for the rest of this log, and then we will tally up the board footage to see what we've got. Okay, all done with the sawing, and the last cut for this log produced 2 3x3 posts, split right down the center of the pith. Because we were able to level up the pith perfectly in the beginning, it is literally cut in half, divided between these two posts. So after they're dry, that'll all get planed away to produce very stable material for table legs, desk legs, chair legs broken down to whatever you need. So stay tuned, or coming up right next in the video, what I'm going to do is, well, before I record the next segment of the video, I'm going to scrape the dust off of all these boards, clean them up a little bit, and then we'll do a walkthrough of what we yielded, and see some pictures of what this beautiful grain looks like. Okay, so let's talk about yield from that log. We have 5 pieces of 5/4 by 18 dimensional, 6 foot long. On the last one I cut, I found evidence of metal in the log. I didn't hit anything, but I found a dark stain in one spot of the wood right there. And then we have the couple slab pieces that we took. 3 pieces of those, 5/4 by about 16. And here's the gold of the log right there. About 10 pieces of 4/4 by 10 and 8 pieces of 4/4 by 8, and then 2 3x3s that I got right out of the sawing right down the pith center of the log, right at the end, last cut. And I found where that piece of metal at some point was. You can see it right there. I don't see anything in there anymore, so it must have rusted and fell apart over years and years and years being inside the log, because I never hit anything and there's nothing in that hole anymore, so I don't know. Just the tiniest bit of rot that will cut off from where that void was at the end of that log. Everything else I was able to cut around and bypass it. So Scribner said on a 26-inch diameter narrow end of the log we should have gotten about, you know, between 180 and 190 board foot of material. We ended up getting, by my calculations, 170. So a little bit off, probably because I had to cut away around some of that rot there, but all in all a very good yield for this 6-foot log.